Thank you, Trent. Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Church of All Souls, New York City. I am Reverend Elaine Beth Paris-Lua. I am your senior interim minister, and joining me on the chancel this morning is Paul Raushenbush. He is the director and CEO of the National Interfaith Alliance, and we hope we'll have a wonderful service to share with you this morning. All Souls is a welcoming and inclusive Unitarian Universalist congregation, a community of friends and families. Whoever you are, whoever you love, whatever your identity, whatever culture your ancestors arrived from, we welcome you and hope that you'll find a place here of comfort and companionship. Today, there is no religious education programming, but family and friends are always welcome to stay in the sanctuary with us, and there are wiggle bags at the in the vestibule at the membership table where you can find things to scribble on and occupy the wee ones. And we also invite you to, if you're a newcomer, to join Gretchen. Gretchen, are you in here? She's not. Gretchen is our membership coordinator, and every Sunday she invites newcomers or someone who's interested in learning more about All Souls to come to the chancel and have All Souls in 20 minutes. There's also this Sunday, there she is, hi Gretchen, a newcomers brunch. And Gretchen is inviting you to come first to All Souls in 20, and then together newcomers will go down to that table, which is marked, in case you go down first, there is a table that's marked Newcomers Brunch down there. Tonight also is All Souls, Sanctuary Sounds with Ona Lulu, who is going to be performing tonight, 5 o'clock here. You can stretch out and listen to calming, delightful sounds to fill your soul. I also want to mention that we started an email called All Souls Resist. This is for the people who came to the two listening sessions with me after Minneapolis, and you signed up to receive information. Well, I sent out an email with that email last week, and so all the people who signed up should have gotten one. If you signed up and did not get one, or if you did not have the opportunity to sign up, there is an All Souls Resist at allsoulsnyc.org email now for any information that we update you with on social action and events that you can participate in. So the sign-up sheet will be at the newcomers table. Karen has it. She'll put it on the newcomers table. So if you would like to be included on that email, please sign up and put your name and email on that. It feels like we should have more to say. Aren't there usually more announcements? I'm kind of going, is that everything? One more thing. Please silence your electronic devices and give your full attention to our call to worship as we prepare for our Sunday morning. This morning, we're going to light our chalice for hearts. February, Valentine's Day, National Heart Awareness Month, African American History Month. Hearts. In all, steadfastly, consistently, predictably, and dependably, hearts pump life into our veins. So today, the lighting of our chalice affirms that courageous heart of our African American neighbors, people who have consistently, dependably, courageously resisted, strived, and thrived for over 400 years. Nathan.
Hi, my name is Nathan Seiler, and I'm a member of the All Souls Choir and also a soloist from time to time. I sit in the loft, kind of over there. You may not recognize me, even though I've been here for 16 years, because I'm told I change my appearance often, even though I believe I change my appearance a regular amount of times. But before I talk about how I came to join All Souls, I must tell you, if you enjoy listening to the choir as much as I enjoy singing in it, what if I told you the All Souls Choir performed entire concerts? Guess what? We do, except we're called Musica Viva NY. That's right, the mysterious organization called Musica Viva NY that performs here 4 or 5 times a season is none other than all of these talented people, plus a few extra for more power and specialness. Your next opportunity to see us perform is next Sunday at 5 p.m. right here at All Souls. The concert is truly unique. I wish I could talk more about it. It's a transcendent experience, and I cannot wait to perform in it. Check out the poster in the vestibule. There's also some cards in the pews. Again, the concert is next Sunday at 5 p.m. with a pre-concert talk at 4:15. As I said before, my name is Nathan Seiler, and how I ended up at All Souls is somewhat unusual. I adored the church I grew up in, First Presbyterian Church of Edmond, Oklahoma. I never had a fallout with the religion of my upbringing, mostly due to this incredible youth pastor I had, Noel Anderson. He gave us the space to doubt, to ask tough questions, and gave us a sense of grace and shelter amidst the turbulence of adolescence. But I was brought to All Souls 16 years ago by a person I was in a relationship with at the time, and this person had a very tough time persuading me to come because I was drunk. Not just drunk on the weekends, but all the time. After much harassment, I made it here. I heard the choir, and I was immediately angry and jealous that I wasn't in it. That very day, the bulletin stated the choir was in need of volunteer baritones, even though that is not my voice type. So I auditioned, made it in, and after hearing me and seeing my resume, Walter Klaus, the former minister of music, agreed to hire me the next year as a tenor. I sang in the bass section that first year as I got sicker and sicker from a progressive disease I have called alcoholism. I eventually hit rock bottom, and I survived long enough to go and drag myself and surrender to a bunch of strangers in a fellowship that taught me how to recover. And in that recovery, I had my own personal spiritual experience as a result of doing everything they suggested. The power, the electricity, the force that helped me recover is the very essence of what we're looking for and finding right here at All Souls. Though I never shed my former beliefs, my recovery depended on a new understanding of this power. And here I was, in a place replete with countless new threads of wisdom from the world's rich tapestry of religious teachings, poets, and philosophers. And my being here at All Souls helped me rediscover this power upon which I rely for my spiritual maintenance and for my recovery, not only from a substance, but from self-pity, selfishness, restlessness, irritability, and discontent. My finding All Souls was like getting a postcard from the universe, or God, which is just a word I use for shorthand. All Souls is a comprehensive, multidisciplinary clinic for spirituality, and if you're new here, you've hit the jackpot. I will be at coffee hour downstairs at the end of the service if you have any questions for me. I love All Souls so much. Now, would you please stand as you're willing and able and join me in the reciting of the Bond of Union. In the freedom of the truth and in the spirit of love, we unite for the worship of God and the service of all.
And we'll join together in hymn number 113, Where is Our Holy Church? Paul has chosen two readings for this morning. The first is from Martin Luther King, Jr. As we move in this transition from the old age into the new, we will have to rise up in protest. We will have to boycott at times. But let us always remember that boycotts are not the ends within themselves. A boycott is just a means to an end. A boycott is merely to say, I don't like it. It is merely a means to awaken a sense of shame within the oppressor. But the end is reconciliation. The end is creation of beloved community. The end is the creation of a society where men will live together as brothers. An end is not retaliation, but redemption. That is the end we are trying to reach. That we would bring these creative forces together. We would be able to live in this new age, which is destined to come. The second reading is from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 12, verse 30-31. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. This is the first commandment. The second is this: love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. Thank you, Aaron. I was reminded last Wednesday by Laura Brown-Lavoie, who's our coordinator of our meditation and Buddhist programming. She asked at the staff meeting, she said, I'm not quite sure sometimes who or what it is that you use our praying to. And I thought, all these months I've been asking you to take a breath with me, but I've never really explained what my expectation is with that invitation. Nathan named it. Aaron just named it. When I ask you to take a breath with me in this moment in the service, what I'm inviting you to do is to go within yourself, to find that place. It's my belief that we all have it. Just some of us are more practiced at reaching for it when we need it. I don't pray to anything out here. I'm a humanist. So for me, our wealth, our faith, a ground of our being is each other. It's you. It's within us. That's what I pray for and to, is humanity. That within us, we open our hearts with each breath. We open our minds. On Sunday mornings, it's to know what it is you came here to give or to receive. On days that are hard, it's reaching for what can you hold on to. Some days, it's to ask, what do I need to let go of? So today, I invite you, as I do every Sunday, to please take a breath with me. And in that stillness, in that silence, find your source of being. Connect with your heart. And there, you will find whatever it is you need in this moment. So may it be. Amen. And blessed be. Please remain seated, and we'll sing The Spirit of Life, which is our Unitarian Universalist prayer song. It's number 123. It is our practice here at All Souls, as it is in many congregations, to collect an offering. This offering is your affirmation, your sacrament to a self-sustaining and self-governing congregation. And your voluntary participation in body, spirit, financially, with treasures, with time, is what makes us a community of faith. So, we will now gratefully receive your offering, and if you are visiting for the first or some other amount of time, please know that you are our guest and you can let that plate pass you by.
It is an honor to be preaching here at All Souls this morning. Thank you, Reverend Elaine, and to Reverend Pamela, and to everybody here for welcoming me, and my God, the music. All Souls Church is kind of the one that got away. I was offered a field education position here 31 years ago when I was a student at Union Seminary, and I almost took it as I felt so aligned with the mission and the spiritual depth of the Unitarians. I went to the Baptist church. Seems scarier. It worked for me, but this is kind of a full circle moment for me, so thank you for welcoming me. I also want to acknowledge a few of my family's best friends who are here today, Alex and Jeanette, as well as Virginia and Steve. Today is my son Walter's 11th birthday. And somehow he decided seeing Papa talk more was not the way he wanted to spend his morning. However, these two couples have been so loving and supportive of me and my husband, Brad, and both of our children. So I'm really grateful for your presence today, and I'm grateful to all of you for welcoming me here. Today we are observing Day 7, ABBSB, After Bad Bunny Super Bowl. The controversy over the halftime show ranged from ridiculous to outrageous. Yet he has been consistently gracious despite the obvious racism and ignorance. The week before the Super Bowl, Bad Bunny won Album of the Year at the Grammys. He started his acceptance speech with these heartbreaking words. Before I say thanks to God, I'm going to say, ice out. We're not savages. We're not animals. We're not aliens. We're humans, and we are Americans. The fact that he needed to say that reveals so much about the state of America in 2026. In just 1 year since the inauguration of Donald Trump, our country has progressed on the path towards authoritarianism more rapidly than many of us thought possible. In 2021, America was designated as a backsliding democracy. And as we enter our 250th year, we are in free fall. Institutions necessary for a functioning democracy have been attacked and weakened, including universities, the press, and the courts. Museums and libraries and schools are being told what they can and cannot show, share, and teach. And our Department of Justice has been turned into an instrument of vengeance and vendetta against the president's perceived enemies. The administration passed a budget that will make the poor poorer, the sick sicker, and the hungry hungrier, with tax breaks that benefit the oligarchs who already wield too much power in our democracy. The first weeks of 2026 have brought a new onslaught of chaos, with international attacks and the betrayal of our allies. And just last week, the president suggested that he might use federal power to take over state elections in advance of the midterms, already undermining trust, paving the way for another January 6th-style betrayal of the will of the voters. Oh, and the destruction of the Kennedy Center. Oh, and the Epstein files. Oh, and the vile racist cartoon of a former president and first lady, which Trump shared on social media and refuses to apologize for. And all of this is just at the federal level. What is happening in many states compounds the danger of the moment we are living in. America's move towards autocracy is being driven by the political ideology of white Christian nationalists, whose goal is a Christian and white nation made in their own image. They have achieved their dream of power in the Trump administration. These Christian nationalists include Speaker Mike Johnson, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, whose pastor advocates for the repeal of the 19th Amendment. Attorney General Pam Bondi created the Anti-Christian Bias Task Force, which is an absurd initiative in search of a problem, created to confirm the belief held by some aggrieved white Christians that they are the most oppressed group in America. They also created the Religious Liberty Commission, a group meant to protect religious freedom for all, but made up entirely of ideologically extremist Christians with one Orthodox Jew. For his part, President Trump, who has no faith, flips the great words of President Lincoln and proudly claims that God is, in fact, on his side, using God as some kind of divine personal cheerleader. The most dangerous manifestation of Christian nationalism in America today is Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. ICE has the gall to slap Bible verses, such as "Blessed are the peacemakers," on their recruitment videos, deploying Scripture like perfume in order to hide the stench of their actions as they terrorize communities, rip apart families, and forsake due process as they place people in unregulated, financially motivated concentration camps and ship humans to countries they have never been to prisons they may never leave. ICE, under the direction of Stephen Miller and Kristi Noem, is not attempting to enforce a sane and responsible immigration policy, but rather has been deployed to brutally target non-white and non-Christian people. It is worth remembering that in mid-December, during a televised cabinet meeting, Donald Trump went on a tirade against the Somali American population, literally calling them garbage, who contribute nothing to the country and who should be sent back to where they came from. The very next week, ICE was deployed to Minneapolis, where the largest population of Somali Americans live, targeting the Black and Muslim community who have lived in Minnesota for decades, as well as the Latino and Asian communities. The buildup of ICE in Minnesota was unprecedented in size and scope. The city felt under siege, occupied by a federal force against the will of the local government and the people. The full brutality of what was happening in Minneapolis hit home to the American people after the killing of Renee Good, a mother and a wife who had been acting as a legal observer of ICE's actions. Shortly after her death, faith groups in Minneapolis put out a call to clergy across the country to come to Minnesota to witness what was happening and take part in the rally to get ICE out. They expected 200. Over 1,000 of us showed up, including Reverend Elaine. We were brought to hear and see for ourselves what the vulnerable communities were facing, including not being able to leave their homes to shop for food, not being able to go to school, not being able to go to worship, and the constant crippling impact of living in fear. Yet just as important, the local clergy wanted to share with us the response of the people. Because as powerful as the militarized, authoritarian, theocratic effort that was in full display, it was not stopping the people who were coming together determined to love their neighbor, no matter what. Every faith tradition has some version of the mandate to love the neighbor, which draws upon the spiritual depth of our faith and puts it into action in the world. Loving our neighbor is the foundation of courage, as the root word of courage is cor, or heart, or love. Loving our neighbor is the building block of our democracy and the foundation of what Dr. King called the beloved community. Loving the neighbor is what we witnessed on the streets of Minneapolis. Thousands and thousands of everyday people, faith leaders of every kind, alongside young people and community activists from diverse backgrounds, races, and religions, organized together. The love of neighbor forms the teams to legally observe ICE using their phones as witnesses. The love of neighbor blows the whistles to sound the alarm for those being targeted. The love of neighbor brings food to those unable to leave their homes. The love of neighbor protests corporations like Target that allows ICE to use their facilities as staging areas. The love of neighbor brought over 50,000 of us out on the streets in negative 10-degree weather, that was the high, to demand that ICE leave for good, to choose love, not ICE. As part of our time in Minneapolis, 40 clergy made a pilgrimage from George Floyd Square to the location where Renee Good had been murdered only a week before. At George Floyd Square, a local community member told us about the diverse communities that had come together after George Floyd's murder, and she shared this definition of neighbor. A neighbor is someone you choose to be in community with. It reminded me of what Rabbi Prince stated at the March on Washington in 1963. Neighbor is not a geographic term, it is a moral concept. In Minneapolis, the people have chosen to love their neighbor. They have chosen to be in community with one another and to be morally and spiritually responsible for and to one another. And when people commit to that, authoritarians fall. I don't underestimate the difficulty of what we face. The administration wields politics and faith like a bludgeon against their opponents, and the violence continues. The day after I got home from Minneapolis, Alex Preddy was shot and killed. Yet let us remember his last act before he died was to see a woman next to him who had fallen as ICE had charged her. Alex reached down to help lift her up. He chose to love his neighbor even in the face of danger. And more people are making that choice today. And I feel the tide is turning. Support for ICE, the president, and every one of his administration's policies is catering. The Christian nationalists that surround this president and this administration represent a diminishing percentage of the American people who are beginning to see clearly how their quest for power and dominion is making them forsake the essential responsibility of any Christian, which is to love. And this week, in response to the people loving their neighbor on the ground on the streets of Minneapolis, the administration announced that it is ending the ICE surge of Minnesota. I believe that we are seeing the next great awakening of the American people. A spiritual mobilization rooted in love for our neighbor and for our democracy. My organization, Interfaith Alliance, has exploded this year, going from 8 affiliates across the country to now more than 40, including here in New York City, as the Interfaith Center of New York has joined our network. We are witnessing broad, diverse faith coalitions mobilizing people in small congregations in rural America to Catholic cardinals and even Pope Leo speaking out, showing up, and showing to the world what loving our neighbors can really mean. I often get asked the question, what can I do? Too many of us feel like we don't have the power to do anything at this moment. Authoritarians thrive when people feel powerless. But my essential message here today with you is that every one of us, everyone in this room, has what it takes to love our neighbor. You've already shown that by showing up here today in person and online. That's just one way. There are so many ways to show up right now with love, and it will not look the same for each of us, but everybody can do something. And everybody must, because our democracy needs us. One of the most important ways we can love our neighbor is getting trained up for this moment. Several years ago, I had the chance to interview Representative John Lewis about his own faith and his work in the civil rights movement. The representative and pastor was emphatic that nobody went to a civil rights protest without being trained first. The same has been true in Minneapolis and in cities across the country. Interfaith Alliance is committed to training 100,000 Americans before the midterms, offering mobilization trainings around the country for people to learn how to show up peacefully and powerfully to love our neighbors. I am proud to have served on the No Kings steering committee for the last 2 No Kings, and we are again encouraging faith communities to participate on March 28th and make No Kings 3 the largest yet, manifesting, embodying the beloved community on streets across this country. Our most recent training just this week here in New York focused on singing as an important part of mobilizing for this moment. The church where the training was held was standing room only, with spillover into the basement and out on the street, with people singing songs of resistance together, inviting the power of joy and love in our movement. And Reverend Elaine, you will remember, we sang all the time in Minneapolis. I want to come back to Bad Bunny, who, after insisting on the basic humanity of his people, continued his Grammy acceptance speech, echoing the words of Dr. King. He said, I know it is tough not to hate these days. Sometimes we get contaminado. I don't know how to say that in English. Hate gets more powerful with hate. The only thing that is more powerful than hate is love. And at his halftime show, in front of 135 million people, the largest audience for a halftime show in Super Bowl history, Bad Bunny shared that same message on the Megatron at the end of his performance. The only thing that is more powerful than hate is love. In closing, I want to share the words of Reverend Susan Hayward, a local UCC pastor in Minneapolis, who before she moved back to the Twin Cities worked in conflict resolution in countries around the world, and she knows what it looks like to resist authoritarianism. Reverend Hayward joined a panel that I moderated in Washington, D.C. with leaders such as Bishop Buddy and the head of the Reform Action Coalition of Judaism. And it was a panel about courage and bravery in this time, and her words are my benediction. Quote, "In the end, the source of our bravery is just love. We love each other, like we literally go around telling each other we love each other, that we keep us safe, and that we will defend each other, everyone, no matter what the race or religion or citizenship status, no matter how much the government throws at us, knowing they may kill more of us because we love our neighbors. And seeing the power of that love manifested in how fiercely we care for each other, seeing how much stronger it's making us as individuals and collectively, stronger even than the forces of hate and violence unleashed on us. I don't believe that love is almighty because scriptures testify to it. I believe it because I see it every day in my neighborhood. And that truth manifested is what makes us brave. That kind of love is unbreakable and defiant. We will prevail." Unquote. May it be so.
Stay on your feet as you are able, and we will join together in hymn number 95, "There Is More Love Somewhere." remain seated, or standing, sorry, for the closing words, which are thank you to Paul, and also, all of us need all of us. That is our reminder today. So as we extinguish the light of our chalice, we carry the fire of commitment and the love of this community with us always. And now, in our going, may love bless us and keep us. May the light of love shine upon us and out from within us, and be gracious unto us, and give us peace. For this is the day we have been given. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.